This set is called Kunlun Straight Sword, after one of the 5 landmark mountains of China. As the name implies, the set emphasizes solidity of stance and technique. The movements are sharp and precise. The parries, cuts, and stabs are done with uncommon power and speed. Many techniques involve kicks and single leg stances that require a high degree of balance and coordination. Known as the king of short weapons, the straight sword is considered a scholarly weapon and is commonly practiced well into old age. This set will be taught in 10 lessons. Each lesson will begin with hand techniques, then proceed to footwork, and finish with refinement and timing details. After each lesson, applications of techniques will be shown. When held in this manner, sword length is measured between eyebrow and hairline. The unarmed hand is held in a gimji or sword finger. Here, the first 2 fingers are extended and the thumb touches the last knuckle of the 3rd finger. Both the 3rd and 4th finger curl in but do not touch the palm. Through the majority of this set, your left hand will be held in Gim Sao. When gripping the sword, the forefinger and thumb should be up on top of the guard. This finger and thumb is commonly referred to as the tiger's mouth. This is an example how not to hold the sword. Without the benefit of the guard, this grip makes the sword more difficult to maneuver strongly. This is a top grip. The last 3 fingers serve only to support the grip. The fingers can open for increased flexibility and snap closed to add power to a slice. This is the bottom grip. The thumb and forefinger still control the guard, but the last 3 fingers grip the handle. It is used when snapping forward for the cut and thrust. This is the middle grip. All the fingers grip evenly. This is the reverse grip. The thumb and forefinger open and press in on opposite sides of the guard. This is used for back cuts. Notice how the thumb supports this cut by pressing up into the guard. Hold the sword in a reverse gimji grip. Form a gimji with your right hand and circle it to the front. Bring both forearms level to the front. Raise the elbows outward. Switch hands using a normal grip. Turn the blade and horizontal cut right. Turn the blade and horizontal cut left. Draw back the blade. Stab. Stand straight. Look left. Forward, left, right. Look left and pivot into a flat-footed cat. Left swing heel kick into a deep left bow. Note how the arms move together for balance. The forearms are parallel when raised to the front. Raise the elbows so the upper arms and shoulders form a straight line. On the final draw back and stab, the gimji hand blocks down to the handle and then rides just above the blade. Keep the arms and blade stationary in front of you while turning. Draw back and stab. Horizontal cut. Tight high block and horizontal cut. Draw back the pommel to the waist. Pivot to right bow. Straighten and front swing heel kick. Step into right bow. Pivot to left bow and shift the weight back and forth for the block and cut. End in a flat-footed left cat. Note the placement and motion of the gimji hand. On the drawback and stab, the gimji rises to eye level. On the horizontal cut, it returns to a balanced and guarding position near the right wrist. Sifu Lam blocks and parries with a fluid circular motion of the blade. By leaning back on the block, Sifu Lam remains close to the opponent for the follow-up cut. Draw back the blade, raise it vertical, then down, stab. Slice the opponent's wrist, draw back and up, stab down and forward. Left swing heel kick, crane stance, left right step into crouch, back step into crane, left right step into deep bow. Draw the blade back, gimji near the tip. Keep the arms fixed in this orientation while raising and lowering the blade. The gimji comes to eyebrow level on the stab, then circle blocks back on the low stab. Using wrist motion, Sifu Lam intercepts and guides the opponent's sword aside, creating an opening for the stab. Note the subtle and fluid nature of this block and stab. Here Sifu Lam down blocks and follows with a low stab to the knee. Wrist action is all important in the block. Turn the blade over, chamber both hands at the face, strike out to the sides. Straighten the right arm overhead and lean until the blade points down. Straighten and tap strike to the right. Pivot and back step into horse. Draw in the left foot, raise the right out to the side and lean far over. Step down and bring the feet together, leaning slightly into the strike. The gimji hand balances all the movements of the sword. In the one-legged leaning stance, it points down, same as the blade. In straightening, it swings up and over to stabilize the right wrist on the tapping strike. Sifu Lam sidesteps a down cut and attacks the opponent's sword hand. Sifu Lam's blade intercepts, then scrapes along the opponent's blade to the grip hand. Cut down and across the body with the edge opposite the thumb. pommel strike, overhead slice and pull back in low bow, stab, back step, and pivot through horse into left bow, step into twist for pommel strike behind, back step into low bow, shift to left bow. The Gimji hand rides near the forearm until the final stab when it rises to eyebrow level. Note the straightness of the right arm through most of this lesson. Sifu Lam blocks a low sword thrust and follows with a pommel strike to the grip hand. A down cut to the shoulder and stab to the stomach follow. The blocks, strikes, and stabs seen in this lesson are here modified by Sifu Lam to fit the situation. Down block so the blade points down and bring the Gimji hand near the wrist. Hold this position while pivoting. Circle block into a pose known as play the flute and stab. Turn and stab with the Gimji hand. Pivot. Step, back step and pivot into right bow. Crane stance, pivot to left cat. The Gimji hand steadies the wrist on the pivot. The play the flute pose is so named for the sword's alignment near the mouth. Stab slightly upward, turn the sword up over your head while stabbing with your Gimji hand. Sifu Lam blocks down across his center line, then up, followed by a stab. The upward block smoothly intercepts and slides along the attacker's blade, jeopardizing his grip hand as well as his throat during the stab. Circle the arms back, under, and forward for a low stab. Figure 8 block and circle the blade overhead for a stab that points straight down as you lean. Cross block low into play the flute and stab. The Gimji hand stabs behind for balance. Small left step and bring the feet together. Right step, raise the left foot and lean far forward. Straighten and step into left twist, then right bow. On the lean, the left arm is perpendicular to the body and points at the sword tip. Circle the blade into play the flute, then stab. Arch the back and leg. Circle block high with the gimji while circle blocking low with the blade. In the play the flute pose, align the left forearm with the blade at shoulder height. Sifu Lam uses figure 8 blocks to ward off multiple stabs, then follows with a stab. Use figure 8 blocking to ward off a flurry of thrusts. Turn the blade for a horizontal cut while pivoting. Draw back and cut up and over to the rear. Tap strike forward. Assume the pose known as thread the needle, then repeat the movements of the previous lesson. Pivot into flat-footed cat. Left swing heel kick. Step down into twist. Right step into cat. Left step into cat. Repeat the movements of the previous lesson. In the thread the needle pose, the sword is held horizontally above head height with the gimji fingers near the tip. Visualize the gimji fingers as the needle and the sword as the thread. Appropriately, a sword thrust often follows this pose. Sifu Lam uses a small circular block that follows the opponent's blade up to the grip hand. Note the subtlety of the block and how blade contact is maintained while attacking the grip hand. Overhead slice behind, under, and back up. Turn the blade and stab down to the rear. Circle block high, low, thread the needle, scoop block down and play the flute. Pivot to left bow and back to right bow. Left swing heel kick, step down into reverse right bow. Right swing heel kick to the corner, step down, left crane, back step, right crane. All of the cuts and blocks in this lesson lie in a vertical plane. Kick while stabbing behind. Rise into crane to thread the needle, and again to play the flute. Lift and undercut into thread the needle, chamber and stab low. Tilt the blade up and maintain while untwisting. Block low, play the flute, and stab. Thread the needle, pivoting beneath into play the flute, stab. Horizontal cut, shaving block, horizontal cut. Chamber to right, switch hands, and finish. Step and right heel kick. low left twist, untwist into right twist, overstep into left twist, step into right bow, left step, pivot, right back step into horse, shift to right bow, left bow, lean back, right bow, left cat, step back and finish. Heel kick while cutting up. Stab for the knee. Keep the arm straight while twisting about. When pivoting beneath thread the needle, the sword continues to point forward. Lean back with the whole body and block close to the face. In by holding the sword in a reverse gimji grip as in the beginning. Sifu Lam intercepts a high stab and guides it under and aside, clearing for a stab to the foot or knee. The block is done by wrist rotation. Maintain sword contact until an opening is found. The Kunlun straight sword set will now be shown in slow motion. The straight sword is commonly thought of as a weapon of sophistication. It was a favorite of scholars, officers of high rank, even emperors. Anyone who masters this weapon earns a high regard, for thousands of hours of practice go into the perfection of its delicate and precise techniques. The emphasis in straight sword is on grace, balance, and fluidity. Blocks, cuts, and stabs flow effortlessly together, often in such subtle ways that only a skilled swordsman can fathom the techniques. One does not expect to see the straight swordsman sweat. Not that this does not occur, but no weapon in the Chinese martial arts suggests sophistication so strongly as does the straight sword. Which brings us to the Kunlun straight sword set shown in this videotape. Here the straight sword is wielded with uncommon power, forcefulness, and speed. Cuts are snapped quickly from the wrist using both edges of the blade. Focus thrusts vibrate the tip. Footwork is crisp. Kicks are sharp. This is a much harder interpretation of straight sword than you are likely to see elsewhere, in movies or in tournament competition. Yet, through this hardness, one sees preserved the straight sword's fundamental nature, the balance, the fluidity, the refinement of technique. It is still there, in a rare and exotic coupling with Hungar's own hardness. Learn this set with an appreciation for this blend of hard and soft, and know that you have captured something most unusual. Again, Sifu Lam performs Kunlun straight sword.